going on social media? How's everyone? From YouTube to Instagram, TikTok. Thanks for making it over here. Thanks for checking me out. Welcome to my channel, King Renaissance. And we have some cool information. 7 ways to get back to greatness. Now, I know I've been saying through a lot of my other videos that I may need more time to get back to my so-called greatness. So, I don't know. We're figuring it out. This is the 6th step. So just keep that in mind, that there's one more to go. But there might be more. My goal is to make it out of this year before just walking out of this year into the next, back at a really good foundation. I think that, like, when it comes to getting yourself back on top, whether you are shooting straight to a high level of success or you are just rebuilding yourself, grounding yourself, and creating a very strong foundation that will get you there, right? That foundation will definitely have you solid, and everything is just up from there, you know what I'm saying? So, for the most part, okay? So, anyhow, that's my goal. However many more steps that I need, I'm just kind of going through these things as I take every week by week and month by month through my challenges. And yeah, so maybe you're doing the same. Maybe you can share this with someone that maybe trying to do the same. Okay, so I got my little notes here, and I'm gonna read off, and then so this is what I want to do a little bit different. I noticed that I would just like read off my notes and then just try to feel like I could remember everything. And the problem was, when I was doing that, I just never really proofread a lot of that stuff. And I mean, I paraphrased a lot of these things, so it was like still information I kind of know because I was able to write my own thoughts within these other professors, but I still didn't like ever find myself refreshing my memory with these things and being able to fully dive into most of every point. So I feel like today I was just like, you know what, I think I know what I want to do. So I'm going to read it all, right? I'm going to read it all, and then we're going to reread it, and then I can stop at certain points and say, okay, let's dive into this one, let's dive into this one a little bit deeper, and then have a third overall, freelance of thought, and how I want to express some more things. So let's see how that turns out. Okay. All right, so step number 6, focusing on nurturing and improving yourself. Okay. Paraphrased information by Selena Johnson, including myself, King Renaissance. And yeah, so I don't know if I've been putting all the links in these videos, but keep in mind I'm still kind of going through things myself, and I just need to get back on my A game to get back into my descriptions and put in all the notes where you can find the links to these people that are needing to be recognized. So keep that in mind. I'm gonna do my best to get back on top of that, and that way you guys can click on the link if you like. Okay. All right, so to continue, what do we have here? Failures don't discriminate, and it comes to everyone at some point in your life. Unfortunately, it comes to some more than others. The trick or the understanding of it lies in learning to deal with it, or how to deal with it, and what you can do about it that makes all the differences. In many cases, failures happen because of a person and not being prepared. A person not investing. Let's see what we got here. Make sure I wrote all of this right. Give me a second. Failures happens because a person wasn't prepared, didn't invest time or planning, or was ill-equipped. Sometimes, and don't mind the noise in the back, I'm at work, so it's going to be a little bit of noise, possibly. Sometimes it can be because we were simply not strong enough to overcome the situation. And as far as fate goes, it can also be because Lady Luck decided not to shower her favors onto us. Regardless, to the last point, the rest of the issues can be fixed. Prepare a list of all the things that you think resulted in your failures. Start working on them one at a time. Do everything in your capacity to rectify, improve, resolve, and develop in your own way, in your own circumstances. Okay. It's pretty good. Pretty good information. Let's start with the first few sentences. Failures don't discriminate. Sure don't. They're coming one way or another. And it comes to everyone at some point in your life. Yep. Some people have it a little easier for whatever the reasons are. And some can really get a lot of great challenges throughout their whole entire life, unfortunately. Okay, unfortunately, it comes to some more than others. Yeah, I just said that. The trick or the understanding of it lies in learning to deal with it, or how to deal with it. The trick, learning to deal with it and how to deal with it. Now, what does that mean for me? Yeah, again, like meditation, writing things down. I think I mentioned that towards the end of the passage. And just finding your own way. Sometimes that could take a bit of discovery because, if you're not used to doing things like this, you don't even know where to begin, okay? But counseling, therapy, videos on people that gives these types of counseling, because I know it's very expensive. I've said it plenty of times before, therapy can be very expensive. But there's free videos out there. I see people on Instagram that just drop the craziest gems, and I think I got to get better at like sharing some of these people on Instagram for you with you guys, because some of these like 30-second and minute and 30-second clips, craziest profound information that'll just like could heal you for a whole entire week, which may sound little, but that's getting you from one week to the next. Some people don't even enjoy an entire week, don't even know how it feels to get a sense of peace for a whole week. Sometimes it's a day-to-day thing, a week-to-week thing, until you can figure out how to live year to year, decade to decade, and your good outweighing your bad experiences. So keep that in mind. Okay. And what you can do about it that makes all the differences. Okay, so we kind of know what that means. In many cases, failures happen because a person wasn't prepared, didn't invest time on planning, or was ill-equipped. Yeah, and sometimes, especially when it's something new for you, you don't know how, you don't know what you don't know. I've been saying that, I don't know, for the past 9 months maybe. It's been a popular phrase for myself and for a few people that I share it with. Like, sometimes you just don't know what you don't know. You're not prepared for what you don't know, okay? So when you can get better at certain things, So it's always important to also just get yourself uncomfortable, okay? Not in the sense of like where you can easily fail, in a sense of like there's certain setbacks that you can have where you don't ever recover, and it's hard to really learn from certain things. You don't want to really scar yourself too much or set yourself back too far in the result of you trying to help yourself, where I position myself to make myself uncomfortable. Okay, well, let's balance it out here, because if you're trying to make it to work on time, and you want to save money, so you make yourself uncomfortable, you start catching the bus or something like that, but it's like 3 buses to get to work. Let's face it, like what's too uncomfortable, you start making it to work late. Okay, and that just diminishes your qualities, with how you are supposed to succeed in life. So, just keep those things in mind, because everything is so delicate when you're really trying to master out living your best life in this world, so not to over analyze or make it seem like life is just, you got to get it all right, and you got to think about it so much. Yeah, in a way, yeah. But also don't lose sleep over it, in the sense of like, you just gotta get it all together, and it's so overwhelming. Well, it'll be overwhelming in its place. You don't have to be more overwhelming than what the world is gonna hit you with. So, just keep that in mind. Let's see, sometimes it can be because we were simply not strong enough to overcome the situation. Yeah, sometimes it can be like that. It's important to I've been learning that this year. Support groups, safe people, a safe circle. It's not really safe to be to yourself. For most of the time. And what I mean by that is because it's also not easy to have safe people around you, right? So I'm not saying that you just need to have somebody in your life, but for some people it's easy to have a church to go to. For some people it's easy to have money where they can have a counselor, a therapist. That could be your friend. That church could be your friend. Maybe you join, I don't know, a basketball association where you play with a team of people. Maybe I don't gotta be basketball, I'm just throwing it out there. A sport. Maybe you're in a group with a Nike run, where you're not alone. Okay? And you're around good people, meaning there is something good where you connect with what you're okay with and other people are okay with. Church, therapy, sports. There is a connection there that you can find yourself where you're overall safe. And being alone is really not all that good, okay? And you need protection bigger than yourself, okay? So whether you believe in a higher power, you just got to find another entity, another way to connect and be around something where you are restoring your energy and your emotions, where you're not being completely defeated, okay? And so where are we at here? Sometimes it can be because we were simply not strong enough to overcome the situation. Well, yeah, because when you're playing by yourself, maybe I'm using a sport analogy there, you can't really win the game. When you are trying to defeat the world by yourself, you can only go so far. You just can't. I'm not saying that you can't. In seasons, you can't do it by yourself. Because it is appropriate to be to yourself and to defeat the world by yourself in seasons. Yeah, I'll give you the seasons. Yeah, there are seasons where you can handle it yourself. But your whole life, we weren't even designed. I'm not saying it ain't never been done, and you can't, you may not be the exception to the rule. No one in the world can be the exception to the rule. But most of us, man, we shouldn't be by ourselves like that. Meaning, you're taking on the whole world throughout your whole life by yourself, where you're in a situation where it says here sometimes it can be because we were simply not strong enough to overcome a situation. Or maybe if you had a therapist, you weren't alone. Maybe you were going to a church or some type of social meeting group. Again, safe places. Places where you can really connect and you are safe. Athletic organizations. A dance class. Zumba. I don't know. Like a hip hop class. Man, I'm just naming things that I'm connected with, but you can find something that's different to what I'm naming. And someone helped you. Quite a few people helped you get through something, and so yeah, let's see what else we got here. And as far as fate goes, it can also be because Lady Luck decided not to shower her favors onto you. Yeah, man. When the odds are against you, basically, is how I look at that. When the odds are against you, man, I don't know. You have to include karma in there. When the odds are against you, you have to include like just character building. Sometimes what you don't know that the world or the higher power has assigned for you in the future. These odds that are against you is building you for something that you need to have. Okay, so you're not being showered with those favors by Lady Luck. Maybe it's just the pure, what do you call it? Unluck. Just the pure unluck. It had nothing to do with no character building, no karma, just the true nature of being unlucky. Wrong place at the wrong time, you name it. So that is unfortunate, okay? Yeah, so having this type of awareness and understanding, sometimes it can be a little easier to process or to somewhat accept when you can distinguish some of those things that are happening to you. Because I know for me, sometimes I'm just like, man, do I deserve to be happy? Like, my goodness, like, damn, I'm like, I'm just this nice, amazing dude. Not perfect, but damn, far more than the average person out here. How am I not like, having an easier life? Not easy, just easier, damn it. You know what I'm saying? But, having a clearer understanding, other ways to see things, like these informations that I'm breaking down, maybe it can be a little bit easier to accept in certain scenarios, certain ways of processing certain things you're going through. And if you're looking at it this way and that way, from a wisdomatic standpoint, then you're saying to yourself, okay, understandable. You understand the life a little bit more. So there's that. Let's finish it up. Regardless to the last point, the rest of the issues can be fixed. It can be fixed. Yes, it can be. There's many ways it can be fixed. We can get into that in a little bit. Prepare a list of all the things that you think resulted in your failures. Create a list. It's helpful. For me, doing these videos, this has helped me, man. This is like my list. Me writing down on my sheet of paper here, going as far as looking up doctors, from psychiatrists to therapists and just different types of counselors, and learning their perspectives, and writing these things down, even if I'm not making a video. I remember I got to a point where I started writing down things that I would go through at work or just through relationships, friends, loved ones, family, whatevs. And it was helpful, just really was. you look back, or you can kind of like, just understand what you're really going through when you're writing it down. Understand, having proof that like, this is what I was going through. I've had managers look at things that I wrote down and was just like, man, everything that you were complaining about, now that I'm reading it, oh my gosh, I can't ignore what you're going through. Look at all the details, because one thing for sure, as time goes by, your explanations can be very widely generalized in how you break it down, versus as soon as you go through it and you write it down and you go back to it and you're like, oh my gosh, I forgot about that detail. Oh my goodness. And it's just, the picture is painted so vividly and so detailed, and yourself and anyone else can truly, completely understand not only what you went through and how deep it was. So, and then you can feel liberated when you're reading it. You can feel liberated when other people feel like they understand you more. Because sometimes the details can make a person understand that it wasn't just you being sensitive. Sometimes you can go back through your notes and say, no, I wasn't being overly sensitive. I wasn't, tripping. I wasn't seeing it some type of way. Wow, I'm so glad I wrote all of those things down. Sometimes you can go back through your notes and help counsel your own self if you stumble across new challenges that resemble those things. So yeah, writing these things down, at least for me, it's been awesome. So what else we got here? Start working on them one step at a time. Do everything in your capacity to rectify, improve, resolve, and develop in your own circumstances. Everything in what does it do? Everything in your capacity to rectify, improve, and resolve. I like that. To improve and resolve, man. I talk about that all the time. It's just like, you have to do everything in your power to like really when you get into conversations with people about like, or not even just with people, yourself, however it is, whatever you're going through, is it not important to resolve certain things, to rectify, to resolve, improve? And so my thing is like, if you're trying to succeed in life and you're trying to get ahead, what's the game plan? Have you ever been in an argument with somebody, a debate, disagreement, and it seems like the back and forth is turning into just this debate war that seems like it's not even getting to a point, or it doesn't seem like it's leading anywhere for resolution. Doesn't seem like you're about to resolve something. Well, maybe for you, but for other people, it's like, it doesn't seem like you're leading somewhere to really figure out how we're going to improve ourselves out of this conversation, So whatever the purpose is of why you guys are going back and forth, are we going to end off just falling out? Or are we going to agree to disagree? Even that, just even get to a point where you agree to disagree. Like, that is still like, hey, at the end of the day, you believe this, I believe that, boom, 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 boom. Was it you that had to initiate it? Was it them? Because a lot of times when you see other people not even initiating that, I don't think it was their goal to get to a point to improve, rectify, resolve. It's like, where are you headed with this? Because I like to get ahead. I like to succeed, period, challenges or no challenges. Definitely when it comes down to like going through difficulties. So am I going to be the first one to say, hey, so at the end of the day, am I going to be the first one to say, hey, listen, I understand where you're coming from. Or let's just go back to yourself when you're going through something. Are you going to allow these challenges to just, try to defeat you? Or are you going to take these challenges and say, I'm not just going to get beat up in life for nothing. I'm going to turn these losses into wins, the L's into W's. And for me, I want to do it in high fashion, I just want to do it in high fashion. If life sets me back one step, I want to come back 3 steps. You feel me? Like, I don't want to just come back 1 step forward. I want to come back. I want to multiply things as many times as I can multiply it. When life sets me back, when life tries to rough me up, somebody slap you in the face, you may not slap them back one time. You know what I'm saying? You don't just come at me like that. You feels? So, not to get into like physical altercation type things, but just saying it's a great point, man. Just to to get to a point where you want to resolve, rectify, get ahead, and so, yeah, man, these steps, however many steps, getting back to greatness, it's just like, hey, listen, the odds can be against mostly everybody in this world, but there's only one way to really win, is to figure it out, to want it bad enough and to make those small steps, where those small steps turn into big steps. And so, yeah, man, I think I covered quite a few things today. Thanks for always tuning in. This is pretty good talk. I'm glad I was able to dig in a little bit deeper this way, with all this good information. Just make sure you get a chance to take notes. If this is something that really helps you out, you can always rewatch it and stuff like that. Obviously, share the video with people that you think that would enjoy watching my channels like this. Like and subscribe, hit the bell, the notification if you want to always stay updated on time. Got other channels. I try my best to connect them all in a way where they're one in their own way, even though they're different. So yeah, check out my other channels. But this is the only one that you enjoy, because this caters to you the most. I'm glad you're still here. So till next time, I guess. What are we doing? Yeah. I'm more than happy to maybe do short videos, because I think I'm trying to stick with the steps into greatness, back to greatness. But if you feel like there's still things that you would want me to cover, leave a comment. Slide into my inbox on the other platforms if you like. And what else? What else? I think I covered mostly everything. Yeah, because I want to help you guys out in other areas if you want me to hit those things. I think that's it for now, till next time, thanks for tuning in. King Renaissance, and talk to you soon. All right, thanks. King Renaissance.